Hey guys, Chris at Rockford Ordnance. We are finishing up our AR-10 build and just adding some of the peripherals to get these things up and ready to run. And one of the things we're going to add is a bipod. Now whether or not I'll leave that on this carbine length rifle, I don't know yet, but for sighting in and other purposes, we'll put it on and see how things work, see how it balances with the rifle, and then make that decision. So what we've been using lately are these Magpul bipods. They're just nice, and for the money, they work out as kind of, God, I hate to call them budget, but they're just right around $100. They work great. They're steel and polymer. They combine the two in these and they work great. I'll read you what it says on here. Rapid leg deployment with efficient single-handed adjustability. True. This one happens to be M-Lok specific, so you don't need an adapter if you have an M-Lok rail. They make them in Picatinny mount. They make them to mount to a stud. All those things, and then there are adapters if you were to end up with one of these and mounting it on some other system. But it's nice, we don't have to use any other adapters, it mounts right to it. Let's see, high strength polymer steel and mil-spec hard anodized aluminum construction, plus or minus 25 degrees of tilt, 50 degrees total, plus or minus 20 degrees pan, 40 degrees total, can be locked at 0 degrees. It's very smooth. It has a knob you can adjust to make it as easy or as hard and as smooth as you want for transitioning. Adjustable bipod locking knob, that's what we just talked about for the tilt and pan. Individually adjustable legs in half-inch increments for a total of 7 positions. So yeah, they work great. They come packaged pretty nice in here. We've got one of these on our DMR build. My 3-gun build has a different setup. Those are UTGs, and we'll show you those. They're kind of neat. I just made a mistake and bought the shorter ones, and it really doesn't clear the mag for bench shooting with the 30 round mag. So we'll get the longer one for that, but let's show you what we have here. If I can get it out of the packaging. There we go. So here we go, pretty simple. When it's mounted to the rifle, it's as simple as pulling down to deploy the legs. They snap into place, as you can hear, with a nice snap. I'll do that again. Really nice, solid. Here's your buttons to fold it right here. You just push in and they slide up. To drop the legs, you simply push the button here and, you push the button here and they pull down. So this bottom portion is polymer, typical Magpul polymer, and then the top is steel, and really nice big locking mechanism here. Very little movement, and they're sturdy. You would think polymer you might get some bend, but there's nothing. I mean, that's as hard as I can pull on that thing. Rubber tips. These are also compatible with the tips off of Atlas bipods, so you can interchange these with any spikes or whatever that Atlas makes. So I guess when you're with Atlas, you're in good company. Here is that knob. You can tighten it or loosen it. I have heard some guys say that they couldn't tighten them enough. I have not run into any issues with that yet. When we first fire this rifle and we're sighting it in, we will be bench shooting it. I'm going to put it kind of through its paces and we'll see. I have to say, right now, I have not tried these out in a range situation yet, or any other situation other than the kitchen table. So we'll see how they work out, and we'll go from there. So in typical M-Lok fashion, it's going to sit in or between 2 slots. It's like, let me get it lined up here. like so. We'll probably move it back one so it's not getting the blast from the brake there. So right about there. It comes with the hardware, the screws, and you tighten those up just enough so there's just enough gap for it to pop in, so when you twist them, they catch the rail. So let me set up the hardware real quick and we'll get this thing mounted, okay? All right, guys, so we are ready to put the hardware on here. And just so you guys know, when you open this package, you say, where's the hardware? It's not there. It's packaged inside this lower box area. It's easy to miss. And I could see some guys, you know, saying, oh shit, it didn't come with the hardware. We need to send it back or run back to the store or whatever. Make sure you're checking in there. Another thing, when you're working, guys, a gun vise is very, very helpful, and it just speeds things along. This happens to be an older version of the Tipton, made more for standard style stocks. They have a couple upgrades from here for modern sporting rifles, but this still does just about everything I need. And the nice thing I love about these Tiptons is you have a couple spots here to put, you know, oils or whatever, stuff like that. And those are square edged, but then you have a couple here that are dished. So I dump bolts, parts in there, and they're easy to get out. And when you're assembling rifles, or you're maybe doing some commercial work or something, and you got to move a little faster than normal, it's the little things that make things go faster. So anyhow, these screws come pre-done with Loctite on there, so you don't have to mess around with that and drip it all over the rifle. Sometimes, depending on the manufacturer, you know, I add a little more just to be safe, but as is true Magpul fashion, I've never had an issue with the stuff they use. So again, why we choose some components over others, I guess. So when you start tightening them on there, they don't screw all the way down, because you start hitting the thread locker, and you're going to want to get them a little down further than that, otherwise they'll just keep on spinning in there. There's a trick to that, and I will show you. Let me grab my drivers. Okay, so we've got our drivers and bits here. We're going to tighten them in a little bit to where they'll clear the rail, or as far as we can, until I start tearing my fingers up here, because I'm too lazy to get a pliers. Let's see which way these legs drop. I'm actually gonna set these up. Oh no, we're gonna set them up the regular way. All right, so they clear. We'll line these suckers up here. And drop them in. So once you have it flush, you can start tightening, and if I've done my job here, they'll catch, and they didn't. So what I'm gonna do is lean it up a little bit so it does catch, and then I can tighten them down a little bit more. That's how I cheat without going to get my pliers. There we go. So that one's gonna lock. Now I don't tighten it all the way, because I may have to cheat on this side, which means pulling it up a little bit just to catch that M-Lok. There we go. Tighten it down. Drop it back in, there we go. She's caught, and we'll tighten it down. Simple as that, and no screwing around with the M-Lok. So we give them a pretty good twist here. I guess it depends on the quality of your handguard. In this case, I have every confidence in my handguard. And there we go. Our Magpul bipod is installed. ready to go. Should work out well, and I can set it now down so I can mount my scope. Yeah, very simple to stow as well. And let me hit the button here. There we go. As you can see, there's the pan to mount, and we can tighten that down here so it doesn't move. And there you go. Good to go. We will bring you a video of us sighting this in, show you how well it works, and we'll go from there. As always, guys, please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. Try this out for $100. It's not bad. Works out pretty well, and it's pretty light. Doesn't make that front end feel too heavy. Anyhow, again, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video. And as always, Rockford Ordnance out.